and have benefited. Actually, people say the best thing that can happen to countries is to be conquered by the United States, because you end up much better than just the allies of America. Germany and Japan are the best examples of this. South Korea hasn't fallen too far behind on that score either. Not that America wants to conquer. I don't think that we do. We're Americans here, and we're not really interested in conquering anybody. We want to just do the thing, get out as fast as we can. And people think, oh, we want the oil. Well, we have to buy the oil from Saudi Arabia anyway. How's it going to help us to get the oil there? We're not going to get the oil out of that place. The local communities are going to control the oil. They're going to get the highest price they can get for it. So all these rumors you hear, I do think that the people had a good aim in mind in terms of the fact that they wanted to bring modern constitutional democracy in the heart of the Middle East, so that maybe the mindset would change. Whether they're going to achieve that and the opposite might not occur is still out to lunch. But I give Bush this credit, even though I don't think he's a genius. I do think he has a lot of staying power, and he's determined to stay the course, even though a lot of other people are not. A lot of people want to cut and run and leave and think the casualties are too great, and maybe they are. Maybe it was a mistake to begin with. But having done it, he's not going to back off. And that's one virtue probably you have to give him, that he does not back off. He's not a disloyal person. He's not disloyal to the people in his government. He stands by everyone, and I think the Middle East is going to be surprised, because he's going to stand by this as long as he's in power. And, you know, for better or for worse. He may have made a mistake, the mistake he may have made, but he's not going to back off. And he's an odd person like that. He's got a lot of sort of like a little sort of stubborn determination about him. And we'll see what the effect will be. I don't think he's going to solve the Iraq question in 3 years, frankly. I don't think it's going to be solved for 10 or 20 years. So whatever he does really doesn't matter. It's what the next guy comes along, what Mrs. Clinton is going to do, or what, who's the other person, the senator from Arizona, what's his name? What's his name? John McCain. He might be in, or Giuliani, he might be the one, or Bush's brother, or Colin Powell, or I don't think Condoleezza Rice is a serious candidate, frankly, though some people are touting that. I don't think that's going to be. But Colin Powell is a serious candidate, and it depends on what those people have in mind. Ultimately, if when they come into power. So this is a 10 or 20 year thing, and if they do stay the course, I think the Middle East would be better off for it, to see how a real democracy works, to have proper judicial system, not kangaroo courts, so that people can be protected, that their civil rights can be guaranteed, so that equal rights for women does exist. Then the religion, you can do whatever you want. No one wants to stop anyone from doing that. So, you know, I do sound like an apologist for the American government, but I don't think the American government deserves all the abuse it is getting. We've already sacrificed 2,000 soldiers for this, men and women, and that's a big sacrifice. And there's no one else willing to do it. Europeans are running like rats into holes. You put one bomb in a Spanish subway train and they all run like they're rabbits. But the point is, on the other side of it, if one doesn't do things, the world is not going to change. People are going to stay in a medieval mindset. So anyway, that's my view. I may be wrong. I appreciate there's another side. We hear it all the time on the TV. But I do think in terms of women's rights, which is what we're talking about right here, divorce matters, 10 wives for the Prophet, 4 for others. Now that's been cut down. You see, modern Islamic jurisprudence, Muhammad Abdu in Egypt, and Jalaluddin al-Afghani, who also went to Egypt, and the other modern jurists in Egypt in the last century under English tutelage, came up with the idea that you can't treat all wives equally, and Islam says you must treat them equally, therefore you should only take one wife. So they did some fancy rationale exegesis or out of the pocket thinking, and came out with the idea that since no one can treat 4 wives equally, you can only